Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today, and we're talking about, Bethesda Pinball, right? Okay, so let's get right into this because it's one of those really weird things that you just have to talk about, almost like the elephant in the room sort of thing. And when I saw this news, I was like, no way. And I actually did some research, and it turns out that this company, Zen Studios, has done various pinball games. They've done Portal Pinball, they've done Star Wars Pinball, and their next project is Bethesda Pinball, which is coming December 6th. And it's going to be a Elder Scrolls pinball table, a Fallout pinball table, and a Doom pinball table. I'm not quite sure how to react to it because on one hand, I'm mildly excited. Now, not to get somber, but as I said before the podcast this week, my grandma did pass away recently, and I have fond memories of going to her house, and together we'd go on her computer and play that 3D pinball Space Cadet game that came with a lot of the Windows computers when they were much older. And so I think this is almost like a cool kind of coming of end where I'm going to be able to play Bethesda Pinball and continue that legacy in a weird way, and in also a special way because it's Bethesda. But on the other hand, it's scary and weird because I think to myself, oh god, is this like the beginning of the end with Fallout? Because I know I'm obviously being over dramatic here, but you look at what happened with Metal Gear Solid, right? And how they turned Metal Gear into a pachinko machine, they kicked Kojima out, and they started supporting the game in the weirdest ways possible and created that game called Metal Gear Survive. Now, Bethesda is just helping make a pinball game. They have not kicked out Todd Howard from Bethesda Game Studios and have not decided to turn Fallout into some FPS where you go to Mars and shoot different cows or something. I don't know, man. Just completely changing the series into what it actually isn't. Then again, for Fallout, that wouldn't be far-fetched because it's such a weird series, so that kind of defeats the purpose. But what I'm saying here is that hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come, because we've noticed a lot with the trend of Bethesda is that one of their series will succeed and then they'll dish it out into different licenses. A version of that is obviously the success of Skyrim converting into Elder Scrolls Online, which is a game I support. So maybe, hey, this could be a really cool thing. I'll be reviewing Bethesda Pinball just because it feels right. I'd feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't really get into this game like, yo, what is Bethesda Pinball? Let's look into this. I do have to tack on though that Fallout and Pinball do sort of mesh in a weird way because of the universe that Fallout was prior to the bombs falling. Then you look at Elder Scrolls, just no, doesn't really fit. But Doom, maybe we could get like the goriest pinball game of all time, something crazy like that. I'd be a fan of, where you see blood splatting out of the walls each time the pinball struck off a little surface. But anyway, this is once again just that weird news you gotta report. You just gotta let you guys know what's going on with Bethesda. That's the type of guy I am. So I'd love to hear the thoughts on this in the comments down below. A lot of the community just shook their head at this and were like, what the hell? Me, I'm like in the middle where I'm thinking this is cool, but I just, it's so weird. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's normal. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. The links are in the description down below. Check out sugarbomb.com, the place by Bethesda fans for Bethesda fans. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.